Hillary wins the election. It would be so great to see a woman be the President of the United States.
I couldn't agree more. It would be so empowering to women. It could make us feel like we could do anything. And they're almost about to call the election.
I'm so glad that a woman is finally running for president. It's about time that we are treated equally in politics. You know, women have come a long way to get here. It's only been about 90 years since women have had the right to vote, and that was really a struggle. Believe it or not, it took about 144 years after the Declaration of Independence was signed to give women voting rights. That's way too long. Women should have been as equal as men from the beginning. I don't get why it took so long and so much hard work for women to become equal. There wasn't very much equality, especially political equality back then.
What's political equality?
Political equality means that every person is equal in political decisions like voting. No one can favor any kind of group over another.
Well, it seems like there wasn't any political equality back then.
No, there wasn't. It's not really a democracy if some people don't have a say in the political decisions, like how women used to not be able to vote. There's nothing equal about that. Men had a say, and that was it. But actually, not all men have the right to vote. African American men didn't have these rights. But African American men got their voting rights about 50 years before women had their own right to vote. And even though they got their voting rights before women, there was still a lot of injustice towards them and women when it involved political rights.
I agree, that wasn't very fair.
But now things are different. Women and other minorities have the right to vote. And the thing that makes it a democracy is that everyone today has a voice in the political decision-making process. And that's another great thing about political equality. People only get one voice.
What do you mean?
Well, for example, if there were people who were able to vote twice or 3 times in the election and you only got to vote once, it wouldn't be very fair. The main point about political equality is just that. Everyone is equal. We all have one voice and only one voice. Everyone has a say, but they don't get more than one. That's how the government keeps things fair.
So is it fair to everyone today?
I think it is. A big factor to that is the 14th Amendment to the Constitution. This amendment talks about how all United States citizens cannot be deprived of any basic rights to ensure that everyone is treated the same by the government. Everyone has equal protection so that minorities or groups of people, like women, cannot be discriminated against in any way. Political equality and equal treatment go hand in hand. So I do think that things are way more fair than they used to be.
Is it like that in other countries too?
In some countries, yes, but things get tricky in countries like North Korea.
What do you mean?
Well, in the 50s, there was a huge new system that began in North Korea. It was basically all out of fear that the leaders would lose their power. So they created Songbun. This system divided all of North Korea's people into social classes based on whether they seemed to be politically loyal or a political threat to the North Korean regime. This system told people how their lives could be run and what political party they could be in. Sadly, this system still exists today in North Korea, giving them no political equality whatsoever. They have no say in the decision-making process, and it seems pretty far from a democracy.
That's horrible.
I know. They can even be put in political prison camps if they are suspected to have committed a political crime, or even if someone in their family did. There are a lot of innocent people living under such harsh conditions. And it's just all because the regime doesn't want to risk losing their power. They don't let anyone have any political freedom or even any civil rights for that matter.
Well, it makes me thankful that we live in a country with political equality.
Me too. Thank goodness that we live in a country with democracy, civil rights, and political equality. Oh, wait, they're about to call the election. It's a close one.
The final results are in. The 45th President of the United States is